Okay, welcome back to the Hangar Bar. Hello, Candice.
Hello.
Hello again. So we are of our third in our trilogy of Star Wars episodes.
Original trilogy,
episodes 4, 5, and 6, coming to you hot. We've been drinking for most of the day now, so
Well, when did you start?
you can't drink all day if you don't start in the morning.
I agree.
So we're going to do our cold open this time with some rapid fire this or that type questions before we get into the episode. And this is going to be what you would prefer. So we're going to go around. Each person I'm just going to ask a couple of questions. Candice, Jedi or Sith?
Jedi.
Andy, Jedi or Sith?
Jedi.
Jackson, Jedi or Sith?
Droid.
It's not one of the options. Jedi or Sith?
Jedi. Yeah.
Being the bad, I play a good bad guy. I love being you can't have a good story without a bad guy. I'm going to choose Sith.
I like it.
For me.
Yeah. I like it.
Okay, what's your lightsaber color?
Green.
Blue.
Blue.
I don't even know what colors there are, but since I said Sith, I think I have to go with red.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just to stay true
You only
to the
have one
story.
option. This is one of my things. I hate it.
Pink and
need at
sparkly.
least one of their
Best ship in canon.
Best ship?
Best ship in canon.
TIE Fighter.
Okay.
I'm going to go with the U-Wing, which premiered in Rogue One. Basically the Huey of the Star Wars galaxy.
Okay.
Looks like a bag of bullets. The Falcon.
Yeah. That's
Millennium Falcon. There's only one answer. There's only one answer.
Junk.
one. Yeah, but can anything else do the Kessel run in 12 parsecs?
I can.
I'll tell you who. No one knows the parsec is. It's fine. Yeah. No. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. The original Millennium Falcon. It was a hamburger that someone took a bite out of.
Right.
Like it doesn't get, for a fat kid. Amazing.
Okay. Last of our rapid fire cold open questions. Who dies in your episode 9?
I don't understand the question.
Okay, there's lots
Explain
of
that,
death
Scott.
in episode 9.
I haven't seen it.
You've not seen episode 9?
Hello.
It's
Are
the
you
one
asking
with
who
Luke that
Where he goes badass at the end?
yes.
Well, I wasn't paying attention except for that part.
Scott explains. No one understands.
Who dies in your episode 9? So
In our episode 9.
if you could change episode 9 and somebody died in your episode 9 to kind of wrap things up, who would die in your episode 9?
Kylo Ren.
Not in canon. Not in canon. Gonzo being shot out of a cannon.
You know, Kylo dies in episode 9. Palpatine dies in episode 9.
Who doesn't die in
Yeah.
Does Kylo die in episode 9?
Well, so my thought came true. I win.
There it is. I wouldn't pick Rey to die. You know, I think her character could easily have been salvaged and maybe even salvageable.
Right. There could be more
it
to
still
come.
is.
Pick
Yeah,
her
we
to
still
die.
have time to do it. Yeah.
And I wouldn't pick any of the heroes to die. I don't like your question.
Your question sucks. Move on.
I award you 0 points.
I pick your question to die.
Okay, so I'm going to ask a different cold open rapid fire question. Star Wars needs more blank.
Continuity.
Okay.
I was going to say consistency.
Boobs.
Princess Leia
Which
in a
that is
metal
my
bikini.
no
That's-
yeah metal bikini. I don't know, Scott. Can we edit that out?
No.
Because I was gonna say consistency, and I was like, Candice kind of said it, and then yeah. So
But like the whole time when you guys were going around, I was thinking Princess Leia in her bikini.
no,
It needs more of that.
It needs more.
It had one scene.
It
Damn
needs
it.
more one visionary.
Right.
Is what I should have
Ooh,
said.
needs more vision.
Vision. Oh, yes,
Okay.
Yes. Let's go with that.
That's
Yeah,
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Continuous vision.
Yeah,
Yes.
I like it.
But also metal bikinis.
That could be part of the vision.
You ain't wrong.
It would tie all the episodes together.
I'm not gonna. It's gonna tie something together.
Like lightsabers can be passed from generation. Why could metal bikinis not be passed from generation to generation?
Ew.
Well, we disinfect them first.
Ugh, Jackson.
Love you, Candice. I'm sorry.
Seasoning.
Like a grill.
Okay, we are
Metal on
clearly
grills is dangerous.
We are clearly ready for the chaos and to rewrite canon. So
you said this was going to be off the rails beforehand.
Let's
jump
is your
in. Fault.
This episode is all about chaos.
We're half an hour ahead of schedule because of you. No offense, Scott. No offense.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's rock and roll, son.
We are an extra drink in because in the last one I forgot to hit record. So let's do this. Hey, welcome to Hanging at the Hangar Bar. I'm Scott.
And I'm Candice. We're here to chat all things Disney as child-free Disney adults. Stories, snacks, and a little magic along the way.
Grab a drink and get comfy and come hang out with us. Okay, jumping into this episode, which is all about canon, changing canon, what we would do differently, all of those kind of things. The tagline is rewriting characters, arcs, canon, all of that kind of stuff is fair game. So we've explored our fandom and we've explored Batuu a little bit. Now it's time we get to play God with the Star Wars galaxy.
So George Lucas?
The Force.
Which character in the Star Wars canon of everything that you know got completely shortchanged?
The Ewoks.
So tell me why. How did they get shortchanged? Yes. They show up as badasses.
Yes, they're badasses, but that's all you see of them. They need as much attention as everybody else and every other stupid thing in the entire library. We need to know where they came from. We need to know their origin story. We need to know about the lady that they ate and killed. They gave them the dress that they gave to Leia.
Lady?
Yeah, because Princess Leia got her dress from somewhere.
Yeah.
Or while she was there.
Out of what?
Skins, probably from stormtroopers. They ate them. They have the helmets there. Yeah. We know they eat people.
But we don't know that. This is part of the origin story. That
Andy, you were giving a look. Yeah. Ask Candice.
No, that's fair.
You were going to ask her something.
No, I was going to, somebody that was shortchanged, and again, kind of, since this is about Disney and whatnot, Captain Phasma. The Chrome Trooper. There's an interesting fan theory back there with Sindel from the Ewok movies, where there's more about the Ewoks, and you see their ground dwellings and their treetop dwellings and whatnot. Sindel, the blonde girl that was crashed there on Endor, and then her family's horrendously killed on a made-for-TV show, which scarred a lot of kids in the 80s. You watch them all die. She would have been about the right age to be Captain Phasma. And there's a lot of people going, hey, the actress that plays Captain Phasma is the blonde woman.
The parallels, yeah.
It's a blonde girl, about the same age. Kylo got the burnt-up Darth Vader helmet from Endor, where Luke had the funeral pyre, right? So there was a hope within the fandom that maybe we'd see Sindel, who we all loved as a kid, turn into this Captain Phasma when Kylo went and retrieved the helmet and adopted this girl, whatever. There's a lot of hope for some more character depth for her, and to tie those old school things from the 80s into the new ones, and is an opportunity missed.
Okay. Love it. That's so deep. I had no clue about anything that you were talking about. I love it. That's the thing. Is even he was mentioning the backstory of the Ewoks. Did you even know that existed?
If I did, would I have said they need a backstory? No, I didn't know that.
So now you're going to go seek it out, though, right?
Maybe.
Yeah, that's a no. That's, for those of you that can't hear tone, that's a no.
Mine? Okay,
yeah.
So hear me out on this. C-3PO and R2-D2. How is that not... So,
how did they get shortchanged? Okay, they're in every movie, and everything I've ever seen has C-3PO and R2-D2.
So, apparently no one heard me say, hear me out. They deserve their own series. So they have been...
They had one. It's called the Droid Hour.
And... Ooh. Okay.
But go on.
No. This... And maybe I don't know. There's series done on Obi-Wan. There's series done... they have series on everybody. They're very much involved, and like there's big gaps in their story, and like where they go from one place to another, and they very much have, and like I almost don't think like maybe do a series where they're kind of like the ancillary characters and they're in the background. They're and C-3PO's being him and whatever. But yeah, that I feel like that would be a fun thing to do with them, like going from place to place. So yeah, that's mine. Or Chewbacca's would be a good one, but yeah, sometimes you just have to let like.
Oh, every time I think about Chewbacca's backstory. Like, we learn about his family in the Christmas episode, right?
Oh, my God.
The holiday special.
The holiday special.
That we will not speak
I'm getting evil looks. I actually think it's kind of fun.
Yeah.
When Weird Al had the White and Nerdy song, and you see the drug exchange, but with the Star Wars holiday special on a VHS, like, that helped kind of cement.
Right.
Like, we don't talk about it, but we all know it's there.
Okay, next question for you all. Who gets too much attention?
The whole thing?
Everything's on the table. Everybody's worried about hurting somebody's feelings.
Palpatine.
Only because he gets brought back from death like 875
right,
times.
kill him and have it over with.
So I saw an interesting thing from J.J. Abrams, who, again, going back to, I think we talked about it in the first episode, with the J.J. Abrams, then Rian Johnson's fiasco of Episode VIII, and then Disney going, hey, J.J., like, fix this again. And he had a comment that basically he didn't want Palpatine to come, somehow Palpatine came back. We all know that's a horrible throwaway line with zero backstory. But again, he was trying to tie 9 to everything that we knew that was Star Wars. And how do you do that? We have all new characters, except for Chewbacca, R2, and 3PO. What do we do? And so he brought Palpatine in and kind of made him this behind-the-scenes puppet master of Snoke and whatever else. And so I fully agree. I'm just throwing it out there for those that might not follow the fandom like I do. That was JJ's attempt to try to fix some things and try to pull the story together. Because like we had talked about before, a lack of consistency there within 7,
Absolutely.
8, 9 especially. So,
but Andy, to your point, and you brought this up earlier, and it kind of spurred the thought, and then I forgot about it, and then with what you just said, it put it back in my space. But with Palpatine being the embodiment of the dark side, if he doesn't come back in full force, how does the dark side remain?
probably like it did before he came back and before him. The dark side's always been there.
Right. The dark side is not a person.
No, I know that, but if he is like the representative on Earth of the dark side,
Yeah.
and he's not there, but there's not somebody quite evil enough to take his space, what
So
happens?
he works in a lot of minions to try to eventually get there. And that's, the Palpatine being cloned was canon before even the prequels.
So it's not Palpatine coming back over and over again. He's being cloned, and it's just a different version of.
The physical manifestation of him is a clone. In 7, 8, and 9, you see in 9. And that's an old tell from all the books and stuff is, they're trying to clone Palpatine. They're trying to clone something to embody this dark side. So the story itself holds up to canon. They just did a horrible execution of it with 7, 8, and 9.
Okay. We were talking about who gets too much attention. Were we done with that conversation?
Boba Fett.
Boba Fett gets too much attention?
Yes. They made a whole he was an ancillary character and made a whole show about him, and people freaked out. He's cool. He's cool as hell. He's cool as hell. But I don't feel like he doesn't really he got Han Solo. What else? He transferred Han Solo. What else did he do?
Isn't Boba Fett the clone that the Clone Wars was around?
That's Jango.
Yeah, okay. Yes, he.
Boba was the kid at the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I agree because he gets
Do you know what I'm saying? But they
Part
they
of the
shoehorned
coolness
that
about him
in
was
later.
the enigma behind him.
Right. He's very cool looking, but like initially in the initial 3, he didn't come in until episode 5, right? I take that back. He was in the Christmas episode.
Okay, as a cartoon
Holiday special.
Yep. Yeah, and then later on they
Thank
kind
you,
of
Candice.
retconned and put him in 4 with the added Jabba sequence there in the hangar.
Right. Which that
you-
one is
his first
on my
spoken
list of
line
stuff
is-
to delete
Yeah,
out of there. I should have put that on there. Anyway,
first spoken line, episode 5. Yeah,
but it was I just don't get the fast like. Again, his armor's cool, but like, what else is he contributing to the story? Yeah, that's mine. Maybe a hot take, whatever.
That's what this episode is all about. Hot takes. Okay, which character would you create a spin-off around that hasn't already been created? Candice is over there thinking nobody. She's just ready for it to be done.
A little bit.
Yoda, maybe like that'd be interesting. Like,
That would be
Young
like
Yoda.
Young
I-
Yoda, like even before
Like
the
from
prequel movies.
but I
Grogu
really
to
do think that
old guy.
Yoda's one of those like don't touch it. Like no one knows where he came from. They don't know the species. Like there's Grogu obviously, and then the gal Yoda. I can't remember her name right now.
Yaddle.
Yo.
What the hell is that
And-
from? I've never heard of that.
Episode 1 and 2, is that right?
She's on the
Andy?
council.
Yeah, she's on the council.
Oh, yeah, she
Yeah.
is. I even knew that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Scott, come on, catch up. No, but there's 3 like that we know about. So that would be interesting, but like at the same time, leave it alone. Like it's kind of nice to have something. We don't have a backstory for
Right.
everything.
Okay. Andy's showing me a picture of Yaddle.
Yeah.
She's hot. Speaking of gold bikinis,
There it is.
You want Yaddle in a
There
gold
it
bikini?
Again, we're not here. to
where do you think
shame.
Leia got it from? It's
Yaddle's not that tall.
That's how Scott likes him.
We know that's not true.
oh goodness. Okay, moving on. What is one major moment in canon that you would change if you could?
Luke and Leia kissing.
Ooh, you don't think that them not knowing that they're siblings adds to the story?
Fine. No, it absolutely that adds to the story, but them kissing adds nothing. It adds grossness, is what it adds.
I think it
It
takes away.
only adds grossness until you understand that they're not siblings, right? Because otherwise it's that kind of that love tension that makes for a good story.
They can still have that love tension and not
Not make out,
kiss on the lips.
not
Yeah.
swap spit.
Yeah. Yes.
It's-
I feel like you can still have that, and then like you can still have that thing, and then not kiss on the lips because that just I think it's gross.
I think what it does is it tells the fans that, again, the consistency or the continuity, whatever we want to call it, wasn't quite thought out. George can say that he had 4, 5, and 6, or all 9, whatever he's claimed multiple times, all planned out from the get-go. But the fact that you have them make out, and then, oh, by the way, they're siblings, and I've known that the whole time, well, now you're weird. Or you didn't know, and that's fine, just admit it. So,
I don't buy it, or you're weird,
yeah, right, 100%.
which
Right.
is the title of my memoir.
Yeah. Again, for things that we had changed, I think I talked on it earlier, is the whole Maz in episode 7 talking about, that's for a story for another time.
right.
And then we never get it. I would add to that or not get that lightsaber. That
Right.
lightsaber did nothing other than try to have that connection with Luke. But the fact that he tossed it, there's no real connection. And then she makes her own. There's no real need for that lightsaber. So either just leave it out.
They had one.
And did we always know that Leia had kind of Force feelings, or did that only come out in the last trilogy?
That's on my short list. Like her floating in space and doing that was
Yeah, that was like
So,
of the
either
last,
give her
right,
powers or don't. Like
of
So-
the postlude. That's the thing that I'm most
it-
like.
it's
Did we
lame.
know that
So
about
we
Leia?
know because in episode 6, Luke says, I have it. My father has it. my sister has it. And then she's like, oh my God, I'm your sister. And he's like, yeah, duh.
Or Darth says,
So-
sister.
Your sister. So it's established in episode 6 that she's force sensitive. It's about where we leave off. And then somehow she flies through space later
without
on.
a space helmet, without. Yeah.
Yeah.
So is she human or is she not?
Right. 'cause-
Which, again, if you had given, like, if it made sense in the story, awesome. That'd be great to give her powers. But, like, don't give.
and it shows Jedi training, but again, even as a
made
Jedi,
no sense.
he wears flight gear in the X-wing because he has to be kept alive. He's
Right.
human. So and then she flies through space. So
he's
I don't
trying to
know
blend
if you saw
in.
that helmet.
Oh, he's just trying to build. Yes.
yes.
Going back to the helmet that Jackson didn't buy.
Oh, I saw it.
Yeah. Look at Val.
Okay, so my thing on that is the termination of the younglings.
Oh, so would you have him not kill all the kids?
I would.
But that would leave too many Jedis.
I'm not going to say, tell me why, but I'm curious, Candice. Like, can you extrapolate on that?
I
please?
just think it was,
Was it unnecessary?
yes.
But don't you think that makes him so evil right away? Could they have done something
But if
better?
he would have been that evil from that point forward and not waffled back and forth on things and just turned more into like a Palpatine level evil.
But how would you have like demonstrated that without killing a bunch of young ones?
I think
is
what
my-
Andy said in the first episode of this would have added a lot of clarity for me that came from canon, where it's one of the little younglings said Master Skywalker, and that just in his head, like,
that changed it.
oh my God, like, I just got denied Master, and this little kid is calling me Master. Like, a light switch flips. Like,
Which then the dark side just
his-
floods in.
boom, just right there. And
It's not the kid's fault.
no, but like there's so much anger and so much dark there that like you don't see that happening. You just see, oh, I was ordered to get rid of the Jedi, so that means I have to kill all these kids, which is evil. But if you don't understand why he flipped to the dark side because of some little thing that happened, like how often do you hear stories of someone just snapping because of something little?
That's usually how it happens.
Right. We didn't get to see that, and I didn't know that until Andy said it in the first episode. So that just like brought a whole bunch of clarity to why he did what he did.
Okay, but that also sort of opens the door for an excuse for poor behavior.
Well, it's the dark side. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I understand, but I'm still saying there could have been another way to limit the Jedi's
Well, and
range other than
Poor
doing
behavior
Sure.
sounds like a gateway to the dark side.
That.
and
It
then
is, Jackson.
to expand on that, when you watch
Fear leads to hate.
when you watch the Kenobi series, you know, and you see the younglings in their meditation and whatnot there at the Jedi Temple, and then Order 66 is happening. And it's the first time we see live action troopers and whatnot carrying out Order 66, and the Master then trying to defend all the younglings. And then you see Anakin come in and slaughter more that we weren't privy to before. So they show even more slaughter of the innocents, essentially, thus propelling him further into the dark side and trying to eliminate any possible future Jedi, which is fantastic to watch on screen, even though it's painful. It's neat that they've added that.
Yeah. That's like I'm learning so much in these episodes. Like I want to go back and start watching the movies again and all the shows, and I'll have to watch Andy's Order.
Let's do it together. I love it.
Ooh, we
Ooh,
should.
Andy's Order.
We should. Is that anything like Order 66?
No, no, but hear me out. Hear me out. Andy's Order, Toy Story meets Star Wars mashup. Boom.
Oh my, Disney TM, a Toy Story version of Star Wars, like where just all the character
All my toys.
all the toys come alive. And they're telling the Star Wars like Disney
Andy,
wants
do you
to
have
like
a
do
fa-
remakes of
Do you have a
movies
favorite,
like instead
Star
of
Wars toy?
I have
I have mine.
almost all the original 70s and 80s. And I
You
also
still have
collect-
them?
Yeah, I do. And out in the cases. And then...
In the cases?
Not in the boxes. In my travel cases,
Oh,
so I
okay,
can take
okay.
to friends' houses and play. With all their weapons. And
That's going to happen next week.
robes. I'll bring them. And then the 12-inch figures as well.
Yeah.
So
I actually have a tauntaun. There was a tauntaun you could put
Luke
someone
in.
in. No, Candice, I'm not kidding. There was. So there, and you know what I'm talking about, right?
Oh, yeah.
I had the tauntaun. So like in their back, you could put them in. But I had a tauntaun. I had that one. I think I still have it. So it's at my parents' house. But yeah.
If you could, we've bagged on 7, 8, and 9 a lot this afternoon and this evening. If you could change the ending of Rise of Skywalker, what would you change? Or is it more going back to episode 8 and changing that to be more in line?
that's asking too much. I'll go with your first question, episode 9. If I could change something towards the end, I'd probably ask for them to release what they actually shot with all the original Jedi Masters there that were on set and filmed them as Force ghosts coming back and helping Rey.
So when she heard everything, they had a visual.
They filmed.
I don't know this.
Yeah, they filmed with the actual actors to be Force ghosts that come back and help Rey and fight Palpatine as the embodiment of the good, since he's the embodiment of the dark side.
Right.
They're the light side. Again, this is all according to everything I've read. This isn't me thinking.
Okay.
But China, which is a big part of the sales on overseas international ticket prices and everything else.
Talk about China.
Ghosts are not okay, but spirits are okay.
Okay.
So they did away with all the actual Force ghosts. That's why when she's laying in that huge chamber
Right.
all by herself and you hear all the voices, they're supposed to be there. There's a whole different thing.
Sure.
So instead, she hears all the voices, and then she gets like the courage, I guess, whatever, and
Yeah.
fights him. So I would probably make it what
Which
they
is actually a great scene.
right. And
Yeah.
you can actually still find there's stills out there of her reading the Jedi text that never shows in the movie, but she actually poured into the Jedi text, learned about like the Force healing,
Okay.
that then was later on by the Jedi Council decided that this is not okay because it goes against like the Force, or you're manipulating the Force for your own purposes, whatever. It got so dogmatic, So you actually see Rey learning how Jedi, the original Jedi, were kind of supposed to be, and how when Luke kept saying the Jedi need to die, meaning like the Jedi Council and Jedi, everything that we think of as Jedi needs to go away.
Yeah.
But he says anybody can use the Force, essentially. So the movie isn't about Luke saying the Jedi need to die. He's saying anybody can use the Force and we all should. And let's learn about the Force. So she reads the Jedi text. She learns how to Force heal. She talks to the Force ghosts. They come back and help her. I would change that. Or even if you have to pick one little minor thing, if she would have just said at the end when she's like, "Oh, who are you?" And she's like, Rey. Had she said Solo instead of Skywalker, she knew Leia. She was mentored by Han, and she fell in love with Ben. These are all Solos. Solo is still part of the Skywalker lineage.
Right.
But had she said, I'm Rey Solo, I think fans would have been like, oh, yep, she loved Ben, and she knew and respected and kind of looked up to, and she never had parents, essentially, ever since her parents abandoned her, other than Leia and Han.
I
that-
love that take. Did we ever know Rey's real last name? No.
And
It was of
And they-
sunshine.
Of
gave
what?
her
Sunshine.
quote unquote parents
Interesting.
I-
So, what would you change, Jackson, about
So-
Rise of Skywalker?
or there's a second part of that question. What was the other one?
I don't remember. Right. Or, would it be because 8 didn't tell the right story? Would you have changed 8 to make 9 better?
I would change everything about 8 because 8 didn't fit in anything, and I know that's an easy answer, but it makes me very upset because the original trilogy was very much a cohesive thought, and this one wasn't. It was terrible. I don't know. So what I would change, the last sequence, I don't know. I would have her say, Chewbacca, get the Millennium Falcon ready.
Okay.
I don't know. Nothing. Yeah, I got nothing. Yeah, nothing. I don't know.
Yeah. See, that's my thing. Like, how would you change the movies? The movie is what the movie was.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know enough to know if it stayed close to canon like it should have. But, like, you saying that she should have said, like, instead of calling it Rise of Skywalker, call it Rise of Solo. I
Yeah,
love
you'd have
that.
to change a whole lot of things if you did that. Like,
I don't think so. I think they
the
same
whole
movie.
name of it. Like,
Yeah.
It's a name change of the movie, but the movie doesn't change.
No.
And she's still
Right.
part of the family.
Raised by Han and Leia and fell in love with their son.
Right.
do you think that gives it away then to like the end like,
Yeah. If you would have kept the same name,
Right.
right.
it could have been Rise of Jedi or something.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Interesting.
Yeah, no,
I mean-
yeah, absolutely, yeah, absolutely. Because that's what Kylo Ren was supposed to be. It's a Jedi.
Right.
Yeah.
So, do you have anything to add? Okay, so here's kind of going down this path. Do you think the sequels should have been made? Do you think the story would be better without 7, 8, and 9?
That's tough.
As we know them now,
Yeah.
for the sake of the fact that we got Black Spire Outpost with 7, 8, and 9, I would have to say I'm glad we got 7, 8, and 9 for
Mhm.
Black Spire Outpost. If Disney would have not gone forward with 7, 8, and 9 and still produced all the series
Right.
they're doing and maybe created another world,
Right.
which they have plenty that they introduced throughout the various series, I think that would have been fantastic. I don't think 7, 8, and 9 really held to anything that the fans, whether you be a fan of the original trilogy or the prequel trilogy or both, it was so disconnected from everything else.
Right.
I feel.
I agree that it kept it alive because it just kept it alive. It kept it going. It wasn't the best. They did okay, and they tried. It was fine.
They tried. That's always a
It's-
ringing
you know what?
endorsement for anything.
It's
But
much
try
something
not
like
is
hard.
what Yoda said. Do or do not.
There
Try
is no
not.
try.
No, but I really do mean that. Like they gave it a shot, and like making movies is hard, as we all know. But and to keep it going, keep the fandom going, and whatever. And so I feel like they can still build off of it. It wasn't the best, but yes, I feel like it was good to like keep a new generation. I feel like there's again, I'm going to say nuggets one more time. Nuggets were great. They had certain things they could work off. They had things they can build off. And I hope they keep going with it.
Okay. Okay, so let's talk about fan theories. What is your favorite fan theory that you've heard? Whether it's ridiculous or genius, whatever it is, what is your favorite fan theory? And I have no take on this. I don't dig deep enough to know fan theory, but I'm guessing you two know some fan theories that will
so
blow my
Jar
mind.
Jar.
So you guys are familiar with episode 4 at least, right?
Right.
A New Hope.
Yeah.
There's a fan theory out there that, just to set the stage, Owen buys 3PO and R2, brings them home. Luke, who's upset because he didn't go to Tashi Station to
Yeah.
pick up power converters, as you know. So he stays home. He gives 3PO a bath. They see the Leia hologram, learn about Obi-Wan. Oh, maybe he means old Ben, weird hermit that lives out beyond the Dune Sea, right? So then R2's like, cool, takes off. Later on, Luke's looking for him. 3PO's like, yeah, I think he took off. Cool, we'll have to go out in the morning because of all the sand people. Next morning, they buzz out there. They're trying to find R2, and they encounter the sand people. And then Obi-Wan saves them, right? At that point, Obi-Wan learns from R2, oh, this R2 unit is sent by Leia and Bail Organa because they've had dealings with Obi-Wan has bailed them out in the past, right? So this thing's here to find Obi-Wan Kenobi, and Obi-Wan's like, oh, that's me. It's a name I haven't gone by. And so there's a fan theory that then at that point, Obi-Wan's going, I'm super old, next to death. I got this boy here. I just gave him his dad's lightsaber, and his sister needs help. And it's with a dude that I knew all throughout the Clone Wars, and we could go help. He notifies the Tuskens, whether it be force projection or Jedi mind trick or telepathy, somehow tells the Tuskens, hey, go sack the Lars homestead, or the Jawas have something, or the Lars do, unbeknownst to Luke. They start heading back. They stop at the Jawa sandcrawler and all the dead Jawas. Why? Yeah. They're in a hurry. Why stop? Why burn all these Jawas, right? Obi-Wan's killing time. They're all dead, and Obi-Wan's like, oh, look, they ride single file, to hide their numbers. So it's meant to look like Tuskens, but it's actually Imperials. It's a broadside attack. Those things would have spread out. He says these blast marks are too precise for sand people. We saw Tuskens at the pod race, to harken back to our first episode, where they're sniping pod racers that are flying hundreds of miles an hour. They're sniping them.
Yes, true.
We've seen the Imperial Stormtroopers shoot. Or try to, right?
Well,
so when Obi-Wan says,
yeah.
yes, they're pulling the trigger. So when Obi-Wan says, these blast marks too precise for sand people, we know sand people shoot, stormtroopers don't. We know the single file makes sense when moving through the desert eventually. When you're broadside attacking, you don't stay single file. So all this seems really, okay, this is probably Tuskens then doing their thing and actually fighting. And then Luke, and he says, hey, so maybe, they followed it back. If they're Imperials, they probably went to your house. He goes, oh, no, I better go check on him. And you watch Obi-Wan, he's standing there with his hands on his belt. He's like, no, Luke, don't. Makes no effort. You're a Jedi Master. You think this kid's really maybe going into danger? You don't make any move to do anything. Luke hops in his land speeder, zooms back, finds crispy Owen and Beru, right?
Yeah.
Everything's smoking. Stormtroopers don't know what they're looking for. We see that when they roll up with the actual droids they're looking for.
Right.
They don't recognize them. They don't know what they're looking for. There's a couple grunts out there in the sand that hating life right now. Right. Tuskens would have fried these people, not touched any of their droids, and set the place on fire, just like we see. So there's this fan theory that says Obi-Wan told the Tuskens, hey, go sack these places. Luke comes back, oh my God, they're dead. I have no reason to stay here. And Obi-Wan's like, what? Oh, weird. Anyway, yep, let's roll. Like, he has zero care.
Yeah, he really doesn't.
Because the last time Obi-Wan took a kid off of Tatooine that had loved ones that stayed on Tatooine was when he took Anakin and left Shmi there.
Oh.
So now he has all the reason to take Luke with him.
Burn the bridges.
And burn all bridges, so there's no reason to return to Tatooine or make Luke have anything to return to.
I love that. Like, Obi-Wan is the reason Owen's dead.
Right.
Because, this may be the chosen one.
Yep.
I've done this before.
Yep.
Let's not make the same mistake we made last time. Let's not leave Mom here.
I'm old. I'm going out. I'm going to take this Jedi with me, link up with his sister. He has his father's lightsaber. There's nothing to return to.
It. That's fantastic.
That's awesome. You look confused, Candice.
No, I'm fine.
Okay. Do you have a favorite fan theory?
The only one I really like is the fact that Jar Jar is a Sith Lord.
I've heard little bits and pieces about that.
It's actually really good. Like, if you look back, and again, it's ridiculous and stupid, but if you go back and actually look at stuff, you're like, okay, he was throwing shade on the whole thing. He's playing dumb intentionally the whole time.
So he's not just a racist stereotype. He's actually doing that on purpose.
Yes. Which actually makes it kind of better. It kind of whatever.
Which is why that fan theory is out there. How can we make this the least offensive version of Jar Jar that there is?
When he becomes that willing political. Can I say
Ambassador.
dipshit? Can I say dipshit, Scott? Dipshit, and when he's when he's Miso gonna vote against this, yeah. So he does that and ruins it. I think it's really interesting to think about him try he is an integral part of the story,
right?
And he makes because he made everybody so mad in the first episode because he was terrible, and he was terrible. So that's I think an interesting. I would like to see that delved into a little bit more to like kind of justify that character because he's so divisive.
Okay. Are you familiar with any fan theories?
No.
No. This is not Candice's episode. She's like, I'm just lost here.
It's like, let's go to dinner.
I'm like, all of these things that, like, you think about Jar Jar being a Sith Lord and Obi-Wan being the reason that Owen and Beru were killed, like, just blows my mind. Like, those are the kinds of things that I love. Like, do you think fan theories like that add to canon, or do you think they're just ways of people to cope?
I think they hurt it because if there's a fan theory, I would say like 99 times out of 100, it doesn't make it into the lore.
Right.
Does that make sense? Because if someone has that theory, then it's like it's not fun for the writers. Yeah, and so that kind of sucks because I don't know, they're good ideas. But if someone else comes up with it, then it doesn't make it into it. So,
and if they become too popular, all of a sudden, if something happens in the shows that's opposite that, people are like, "No, that's wrong."
Right. They speak it into existence, and then all of a sudden, something goes against what you know. But I think it's kind of coping, to answer your question, because again, I think fans. Again, everything's so retconned now, right? So now we're given 1, 2, and 3 after 4, 5, and 6 are all done. And we see what an amazing Jedi, and then we're given Clone Wars and everything else, and we see what an amazing Jedi Obi-Wan is. And so to have him basically just sit there and go, no, wait, Luke, as he runs and gets in his land speeder and takes off, like, you're a Jedi master that's bouncing all over, taking on Sith Lords are your specialty, you know, and speciality, and and you're fighting all these things, and then you don't go help out in case there's a couple stormtroopers.
Right.
You know, you stand there. And then when he comes back and he's like, my whole world's turned upside down and everybody's dead. And he's like, yep, let's go. I think it's helping fans kind of go, okay, there's got to be a reason why he's so distant and cold to all this, or like he already knows this, or he doesn't. So I think it's, to answer your question again, I think it's kind of that coping of like, why wouldn't he?
Yeah, it's 50 years of canon. More than, because like the canon started before, right? It's playing against itself, and then also you have all of these moments where people they're just like, the story can't, like the entire story can't be told. You're trying to put, like at work we talk an awful lot about if you don't give people enough information, they're just going to make stuff up.
Yes,
they're going to fill those gaps in on their own. So that happens in any storytelling, like whether it's true or not. That makes the stories more human, right?
Right.
Because it may not be true.
Like Leia's dress, you know?
Right.
Candice has brought that up a couple times. Like the dress that she has from somebody, so like they obviously ate a woman. It looks pretty homemade.
Right.
Just like all their hats and hoods and whatever, you know, in the Ewok village. And we know she's been there for a while. Her hair's all down and undone and whatnot, and they've combed it. And apparently females are okay, but the males were going to eat, you know, whatever. And we worship the droids. So, yeah, did they make that there for? We don't know.
But
or
did
they just happen to have a dress of the right size?
Right. So, right. The female they happen
like
to have encountered
4 times
once.
bigger than any of that.
Right.
Yeah. So, again, I think, like you said, it's an easy, like, oh, they're going to fill in the gaps.
Right. Okay. Here's been one of my questions about the Star Wars multiverse. That's probably not the right word. C-3PO and R2-D2 are consistent throughout all of it. They're all in almost everything. Luke can understand R2-D2. Anakin could understand R2-D2.
I love it.
Others can understand R2-D2.
Yeah.
Is R2-D2 just an asshole?
Yes.
That's like,
yes.
That's just like,
when I said
I'm just here to watch the show.
When I said I'm a droid, I'm R2-D2. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just going to sit back and like, it's going to end badly, but I'm going to watch it for the show that it is.
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell you what I know.
Wait, what's the question?
Like that. Like, at what point would you expect R2 to be like, Luke, that's your dad?
Right.
Like, let me tell you everything that I've seen, so you can go into this battle with Darth Vader better.
But he's a droid. He doesn't have emotions and connections.
he-
to
No,
people.
but
He
they very
does,
much
like-
explain it. They say wipe that droid's memory, and it's a very passing. They're like, okay, wipe these two droids' memories. Yeah, they explain it. I know it. Oh, Scott, I'm not telling you it's not thin. It's thin.
But
Very
their
thin.
memories,
'Cause
but then he's still
he-
able to display
right,
a
and they
video
even
from his
say-
deep memory.
They
Right.
even say
No,
like
yeah.
wipe the protocol droid's memory. That's 3PO.
Right.
Right.
Nothing about R2. And
And they're close enough friends that they remember one another, but
Well, maybe
R2-D2
because he-
doesn't say,
right.
hey,
Maybe
let me
because he
plug into you
whistles
and
and
help
buzzes.
you remember
just
all this
reboots
stuff.
him to a certain
Maybe because he
range.
whistles and buzzes, and they're like, well, no one else can understand this anyway. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's one of those. Are we going to talk about unpopular opinions or? Okay. I'll come back to that then. But yeah, so the whole, talking about fan theories, and part of that is them saying, oh, R2 never stays with the ship with Luke because the last time he was told to stay with the ship was from Anakin right before he went to Mustafar, wiped everybody out, choked Padme, whatever. So ever since then, you see R2 leave the ship and follow Luke.
Right.
Well, if he can remember all that and he knows all that, again, why doesn't he just project a hologram like, hey, man, here's everything going on?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a good
Okay.
question.
So we are running out of time because we do have dinner reservations to get to. Last question. We're going to go to what you just mentioned. One unpopular opinion or something. What's your most unpopular opinion about Star Wars?
Mine is the fact that I think with all the fanboy hatred out there or frustrations with things, I think if the fanboys would also just look at the original trilogy with the same eyes they look at everything else, they'll find out that nothing in Star Wars really holds up.
Right.
And I love it to death. And that's my love
That's good,
letter.
Andy. Yes.
But,
yeah, I love it.
Yeah, when you look at that,
Calm
you go,
down. Calm down.
right, 4, 5, and
Calm
6. There's 2
down.
Death Stars. Oh, they happen to all be related, and they're related to the main bad guy.
Just enjoy.
Right.
Right. And right.
Right, just enjoy. We can pick hair, split hairs,
Yeah.
and so Anakin also made C-3PO, the only droids that we know in the whole show. Like, there's a lot of stupid things. It's a space opera, people.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, enjoy it.
From the 70s.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Just enjoy it.
Yeah.
Mine is less is more. And we've talked about this. Less is more. I feel like just don't make all the things. Not every character needs a backstory. Make good content. You don't have to do everything. Make 2 movies a year. I feel like it's that so hard. Yeah,
Yeah.
make 1 series a year. Yeah,
Right.
That's mine.
They're just trying to find stuff that sells.
And I know it's the almighty dollar. I get it, but yeah, less is more is mine.
Yep. Okay. Candice, unpopular opinion?
No,
You don't have one?
no.
Okay. My unpopular opinion, and then we'll close this one out, is 7, 8, and 9 aren't as bad as people say they are.
You think that about 1, 2, and 3 as well.
True. Did you lose your mic or did you turn it off? I just am not hearing you. Must mean it's time to stop. His microphone is working, but I can't hear him anymore. So, yeah, I'm not hearing you. It's okay. So 7, 8, and 9 aren't as bad as what people say they are. I think they're good for what they are. Like, that's the thing with the whole Star Wars universe, is just let it be for what it is. It is what it is.
That could be said about many, many things.
Right. Okay. So here is cheers to our galaxy from far, far away. And remember, even though we're talking about something from a long... Now I can hear you again. So even though we can see things from a far, far away or a long time ago, we've had too much to drink. Remember, there is a great, big, beautiful tomorrow.
And we'll see you real soon, I think.